Welcome to Silicon Scoop, where we dive into the latest tech news impacting the world. Join John Irwin and the Startup Coach as they explore the tech news that matters to you. Stay ahead, stay informed, and now on with the show.
We've been burning and burying plastics for decades because the chemical bonds holding them together are practically indestructible. A brand new room temperature chemical reaction just broke all the rules, giving us a literal reset button on both permanent plastics and life-saving cancer drugs. So this new reaction unlocks infinite recycling. Scientists have discovered Trisulfide Metathesis. John will pronounce it properly in a minute, I guess. Process that
I thought Metathesis, but
Metathesis is probably correct. Trisulfide Metathesis, a process that instantly breaks and reforms ultra-strong sulfur bonds at room temperature without triggering agent. It allows researchers to unmake and remake complex materials on demand in seconds. This effectively makes true closed-loop recycling a reality for stubborn plastics and slashes the time it takes to engineer targeted medicines. What do you think about this, John?
So before I tell you, you were right. It's metathesis. So I thought I was saying it. I didn't even look it up because I'm like, it's metathesis, but no, it's metathesis. Sorry. So I think this is cool because this new reaction, it acts almost like a molecular swap system where parts of molecules can rearrange themselves cleanly and efficiently. So in simple terms, they found a way to make some of the toughest chemical bonds flexible and reusable. And that could transform drug development and plastic recycling. So why do sulfur bonds matter? Well, sulfur bonds are critical in proteins, pharmaceuticals, and materials like rubbers, polymers, and plastics. So historically, these bonds are strong and stable, and they're hard to selectively break and reform. So what the new reaction enables, a controlled, reversible manipulation of these bonds, which something that was previously extremely difficult. And so instead of breaking a bond, forming a new one, this reaction allows a direct exchange between molecules. So think of it like two molecules swapping parts without fully falling apart, which I don't know if people can understand how much that blows my mind, which is super cool because normally things fall apart. Things like when they break up, the bond and all the bonds are given up. So it's cool because this process is fast. It happens in seconds. It's reversible and it's highly efficient. So the key innovation here is that reaction is triggered by specific solvent environments and not added chemicals. So that means the environment itself controls the reaction and there's no extra reagents and there's a cleaner chemistry. So this is cool for those green people, but what do you think about this? I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, to humanize your example about swapping atoms, think of traditional sulfur-based plastics like Lego blocks glued together with industrial super glue. You have to literally melt the whole structure to separate them. With trisulfide metathesis, that turns super glue into high-powered magnets. And with the right chemical environment, they just click apart in seconds, completely undamaged and ready to be snapped into something entirely new. So they just come apart and you can reorder the atoms any way you want. The lab breakthrough was just published in March, a couple of weeks ago, and we're expecting some commercial and industry scaling, but that's years away. This currently operates at 20 to 25 degrees Celsius, replacing legacy thermal requirements of 80 to 150 degrees Celsius. So this is room temperature. And targets 3 sulfur atom chains, the trisulfides. The reaction relies on a short-lived trisulfoxide intermediate in the presence of specific solvents, DMF, DMA, and NMP. The fragments attach to the ends of the trisulfide chains and spontaneously swap in a single concerted motion, bypassing the need for a traditional catalyst region. So this is arguably the biggest leap in polymer synthetic chemistry since the discovery of olefin metathesis, Metathesis, which is won a Nobel Prize in chemistry back in 2005.
Yeah, and this will help along with, remember that bacteria that we covered that eats plastic that was developed, that the Earth developed. So this with that. So the thing with this is that they've already shown that they can modify anti-cancer drug molecules and they can create recyclable polymer systems. So that means that there's already applicability and it's not just theoretical. So this could happen. This could come to commercialize very soon.
Yeah, and specific anti-cancer compound modified here, the calichamycin is the anti-tumor antibiotic derived from the bacterium found in chalky soil. It is so notoriously toxic that it cannot be administered on its own. It must be tethered to targeted antibodies to avoid killing healthy cells. So we can modify that with this process now instead of using this toxic treatment. The atomic and chemical industries have spent billions over the last century trying to solve the exact sulfur bond problem for vulcanized rubber. Over 1 billion tires are discarded annually because those sulfur crosslinks couldn't be efficiently reversed till now. And sulfur is universally famous for foul, rotten egg smell of hydrogen sulfide or brimstone. However, because trisulfide chemistry swaps the molecular fragments so rapidly and securely in solvent, the reaction doesn't release the volatile gas that causes that stench.
Yeah.
All right. So let me try it one more time. Trisulfide metathesis rewrites the textbook on sulfur bonds, turning previous indestructible materials and complex drugs into highly editable code. If this lets us successfully recycle 100% of our plastics, does that give massive corporations a free pass to keep producing single-use packaging, or is this ultimate win for the planet? Let us know what you think in the chat.
Tired of drowning in repetitive tasks while your competitors race ahead? Every minute you spend on manual data entry, scheduling, and routine processes is a minute you're not growing your business. Flowgrammer.ca transforms your workflow chaos into seamless automation. We build AI-powered systems that handle your busy work so you can focus on what actually makes you money. Our clients typically save 15 plus hours per week and see their productivity double within 60 days. Visit flowgrammer.ca for a free automation audit. That's flowgrammer.ca. Stop working in your business and start working on it.
What do you got going on, John?
Yeah, just plugging away, helping companies with government funding, attending events, probably startup drinks or Flowgrammer events. How about you, Craig?
Lots of stuff going on. I honestly don't know when this is going out. I have to check. I think it's going to go out in April. But there's all sorts of stuff going on. If you don't know about OpenClaw, it's the latest AI automation agent that's taken the world by storm in 2026. And OpenClaw Toronto chapter just launched. And we have all sorts of events going on. So check out openclawto.com. Our first demo night is April 14th. We have a Builder Cafe on April 10th. We have a bunch of other events. There's updates every day. We've deconstructed the latest 2 betas over the weekend that was launched in OpenClaw and what you should do about them. There's a bunch of articles over there. Go check that out. We're also over at flowgrammer.ca where we do N8N automations. We run the Flowgrammer community. I do Builders Hub and connectivity for AI and business automation agents. And for everything else, head over to TorontoStarts where we hook up startups and investors at our Startup Investor Drinks. We do mentoring, we do workshops, we have a list of investors. There's a whole bunch of content over. You can also book me over there if you want a meeting with me to talk about whatever, help your startup. Check out TorontoStarts.com. But John, if people are looking for non-dilutive funding, where should they go and what is that?
Yeah, non-dilutive funding. We're talking government grants, tax credits. Come find me on LinkedIn if you have any questions. Right now is shred time, SRNED. But come reach out to me too if you've got a startup, if you've got a company. Reach out to me if you have any questions, and if they have company questions about their startup in general. Where do they find you, Craig?
Yeah, find me at TorontoStarts.com. But John, just before we go, something's open right now, and it's closing May 31st. Thank you. Can export. And what?
Yeah. So if you have at least
300,000
in revenue in the previous year, and you're looking to expand outside of Canada, reach out to me, and we can put together. We can talk about an application for Can Export.
All the links we talked about will be in the show notes, wherever you're watching this. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave us a comment, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to Silicon Scoop. We hope you enjoyed this episode's dive into the latest tech news. Stay connected with John Irwin and the Startup Coach on LinkedIn and subscribe for more insights and updates. Until next time, stay ahead, stay informed.